Hello and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to sift through source material and, well, get you up to speed fast.
Exactly. And today we've got something interesting. It's where travel meets doing good.
Yeah, specifically looking at this idea one group calls generosity with adventure. We're digging into a case study from a podcast script.
Right. The source is from the Eskel Travel and Tour Xperience podcast. It's basically promotional material, quite energetic for a charity tour they're running.
Okay.
Our goal today is to kind of unpack how they structure it. You know, how do you actually combine a memorable trip with real, tangible giving? What's the model?
Gotcha. So, looking past the hype, the pitch itself contains the blueprint. We want to understand the mechanics of that.
Precisely. The pitch tells us how it's supposed to work.
Hmm.
So let's start with the basics. Every trip needs a destination.
And this one.
It's focused on the Adom Waterfall in Aburi. Sounds pretty beautiful, actually. A good hook for the adventure part.
Makes sense. A clear target. And who's running the show? The sources mention Eskel Travel and Tour.
Yep.
That's the organizer. And they're smart about it. They immediately bring up a past success.
Ah, right. The Xperience Amedzofe 2025 tour. I saw that mentioned.
Exactly. That's not just name dropping. It's
Yeah.
like social proof, right?
Right.
They're basically saying, hey, we did this before. It was great.
And this one's going to be even better. Taking it to the next level, I think, was the phrase.
Yeah, exactly. It builds trust, gets people excited based on, past performance, selling the fun continuity.
Okay, so let's nail down the practical side, the logistics, because the sources are pretty efficient with this info. A smooth operation seems key here.
Absolutely. And it starts with what they ask from the traveler. So the date is Saturday, October 4th, 2025.
Right.
Meeting point, Accra Mall. And the time is, well, it's early. 6 a.m. sharp.
Ooh, 6 a.m., that's committed.
It is.
Right.
And maybe that's part of the point, It filters for people who are serious, which helps when you're organizing a group, especially for charity, less likely to have delays.
Good point. Maximizes the day, too. Okay, so that leads us to the money part. How much? The sources are very clear. It's an all-inclusive cost of GHC 200.
Just 200 down a CDs. Okay,
Yeah.
that seems quite low for all-inclusive.
It does, right. And that GHC 200 figure is strategic. The script says it covers your transport and the entry fees.
Okay, the core cost.
Exactly. By making that base cost transparent and, frankly, pretty accessible, Eskel makes it easy for almost anyone to join. Think younger people, maybe first-time group travelers.
Right, it lowers the barrier to entry significantly, which means more potential participants.
Which likely means more potential donors, because the trip is the donation mechanism in a way. That GHC 200 is probably engineered for volume.
Okay, volume for impact. Makes sense.
Yeah, but here's where we get to the core of this generosity with adventure thing. Section 2, if you will. It's not just a cheap day out.
Right. The fee has that dual purpose.
Correct. The whole pitch revolves around the impact side. The podcast host and the source material really hammers this home.
And the beneficiary is specific.
Very. A donation goes to the Mampong School of the Deaf.
Okay, naming the school directly.
Which is smart marketing, isn't it? It makes the giving feel real concrete. Not just some abstract fund, but a specific place with specific needs. Creates an emotional tie. Your GHC 200 is doing this.
Yeah, that makes a difference. And to handle this impact side, they mention a partnership.
They do. Eskel Travel and Tour is working with the Ahenene and Ansong Foundation for this event.
So, Eskel and this foundation.
Yeah.
What does that partnership tell us? Maybe a division of labor.
That's what it looks like, yeah. Eskel, being the tour company, probably handles all the trip logistics, the buses, timing, itinerary, all that complexity, and the foundation. Well, they likely handle the charity side, making sure the donation gets to the Mampong School, providing accountability, maybe verification.
That makes a lot of sense. Eskel focuses on the adventure, the foundation on the impact. Each plays to their strengths. Adds credibility, too.
Definitely. But, it does raise a small question the script kind of glosses over. The split. How much of that GHC 200 actually goes to the school? Is it what's left over after costs, or is there, a set percentage guaranteed?
Yeah, the source material doesn't quite detail that. It focuses more on the outcome, the message.
Right. The message is, book this trip and you are making a real difference. The focus is on the guaranteed impact, not necessarily the exact accounting.
So the adventure becomes almost the reward for being generous.
I think that's a great way to put it. The ticket price covers both things, logistics and the cause. It's one payment for doing good and having fun. You're buying into the adventure with your donation.
That's a clever framing. Okay, so we've got the logistics, the charity mechanism. Let's shift to the actual product, the experience itself, because the sources stress that this is what keeps people engaged. How do they sell fun as part of this?
Right. This is section 3. What's the Eskel experience vibe? They know a waterfall is nice, but it's not enough on its own, especially for fundraising. The value has to be more than just the place.
So what do they promise? Beyond the waterfall, I mean.
Well, there's the obvious stuff. Chasing waterfalls, scenic hikes. That's the exploration part.
Standard adventure stuff.
Yeah. But then there's a whole lot about the social side. Making new friends, experiencing joy, music, connections, laughter, pure excitement. They're promising a feeling, an atmosphere.
So guaranteed good times, essentially.
Sure.
High energy, community focus.
Exactly. And that phrase they keep using, always more than a trip, it's an experience. That's their core value proposition. They're selling this curated environment where fun is like baked in.
And they use the Amedzofe trip again here, don't they, as proof?
They do. It's like, see, we delivered this vibe before, we'll do it again. It tells potential attendees.
Yeah.
Come for the cause, sure, but you're also joining this known fun community.
That makes the charity part easier to swallow, maybe. More sustainable if it's tied to something genuinely enjoyable.
I think so. When giving feels good, not just morally right, but actually fun and social, people are probably more likely to do it again. Generosity linked to, well, personal enjoyment.
You know, I noticed something interesting in the script details about how they convey that vibe even before the trip.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The use of sound effects. The original script specifically calls for sounds of the waterfall, yes, but mixed with cheerful voices, and later group cheers and laughter.
Ah, that's clever. Very clever marketing.
Right. They're not just telling you it'll be fun, they're letting you hear it. It primes you.
Totally. It makes the promise of that atmosphere feel more real, more tangible before you even book. You've sort of pre-experienced the joy. It becomes part of what you're buying.
Okay, so let's pull this all together, this generosity with adventure model. What does it boil down to?
Well, you've got super efficient logistics, that GHC 200 covering transport, entry, the sharp 6 a.m., start showing commitment.
Combined with an attractive destination, Adom Waterfall, something people actually want to see.
And crucially, it's all tied directly to a clear, specific impact, helping the Mampong School of the Deaf with a partner foundation, adding credibility.
So it's a streamlined way to get a large group involved in charity.
By making the charitable act the key to unlock a really appealing social event. The mix of purpose and fun seems, well, pretty potent. Structurally sound, too.
And for anyone listening who thinks, okay, this sounds interesting, I might want to try this, the source material was very clear about the next steps. We should probably relay that info.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely want people to book. So for that October 4th Adom Waterfall trip,
Yes.
the number to call is 053-112-4966. Let me repeat that. 053-112-4966.
Got it. And there's a website too, right?
Yep, for online booking or maybe more info, www.eskelgroupant.com.
Okay, www.eskelgroupant.com.
Which leads us nicely into a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Go ahead.
Thinking about this blend, how does emphasizing the adventure side, the fun, the music, the connections alongside the donation, change how participants view their own generosity? Does making charity fun and accessible like this maybe overshadow the actual cause? Or does it just make giving more appealing?
Does the fun part become the main driver, with the charity, like the Mampong School, becoming almost secondary, a required element for the fun?
It's something to consider, isn't it? How these models balance genuine impact with participant enjoyment. A really interesting dynamic.
Indeed. Well, hopefully this deep dive into how impact tourism can be structured has given you some food for thought. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring those details.